What happens when two of GM's most underrated muscle cars go head-to-head? Today, we're diving into a showdown that many car lovers overlook but shouldn't. The Buick GS 455 and the Oldsmobile 442W30, two beasts born during Detroit's golden era. If you think muscle cars are all about Mustangs and Camaros, think again. These two machines were sleepers in the streets and legends on the drag strip. So buckle up, because we're about to break down their power, history, and the rivalry that made them icons. From torque-rich engines to street cred, this is the kind of matchup that still sparks debate in car clubs. We'll cover specs, performance, and real-world driving impressions. Was the GS 455 truly a torque monster? Could the 442W30 hold its own in a straight-line war? Stick around as we answer all that and more in today's muscle car deep dive. Let's kick things off with the Buick GS 455, a car that defined gentleman's muscle. Released in the early 70s, it was Buick's bold entry into the horsepower arms race. But unlike its wild-looking siblings, the GS 455 hid its fury behind luxury styling. Under the hood, a massive 455 cubic inch V8 delivering 350 horsepower and an earth-shaking 510 lb-ft of torque. That torque figure, the highest of any American production car at the time. It wasn't just about raw numbers, though. This car had class. With power steering, posh interiors, and smooth ride quality, it was performance wrapped in polish. It could hit 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds. Not bad for a full-size cruiser. And with the optional Stage 1 package, it got even more serious. The GS 455 was a street king in disguise. But could it outmuscle the 442W30? Enter the Oldsmobile 442W30, a name that meant business. Originally launched in 1964, the 442 stood for 4-barrel carb, for speed manual, and dual exhaust. By 1970, it had transformed into a full-blown powerhouse. The W-30 package took things to another level with a high-compression 455 V8. Output, 370 horsepower and 500 lb-ft of torque. Serious stuff. But what made the 442W30 special wasn't just the numbers. It came with cold air induction, low-restriction dual exhaust, and special camshafts. It was built for racing, but looked like your neighbor's car. The fiberglass hood with scoops? A dead giveaway for muscle car fans. It could run the quarter-mile in just over 13 seconds. Fast, raw, and unmistakably Oldsmobile. So, how did these two cars end up competing if they were both from GM? In the late 60s and early 70s, internal brand competition was fierce. Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and Chevrolet all wanted to be king of performance. Each division operated almost like a separate company. The GS 455 and 442W30 were both aimed at a mature audience who still wanted to go fast. But where the GS 455 leaned into luxury muscle, the 442W30 was more of a purist's performance machine. It was GM's way of offering something for everyone and fueling friendly fire. The cars often went head-to-head at local drags and car magazines. Even the dealerships would push one over the other depending on the brand. That rivalry created legends, and it gave enthusiasts some of the most exciting options in the muscle car market. Let's talk numbers, because this is where the battle gets spicy. Both cars used the same 455 block, but were tuned differently. The GS 455 Stage 1 had better low-end torque, giving it amazing street punch. Meanwhile, the 442W30 revved higher and breathed better at the top end. Quarter-mile times? Both hovered around 13.8 to 14.1 seconds, depending on the test. Top speeds were similar, but drivability was different. The GS felt smoother, more composed. The 442 felt angrier, more aggressive, like it was daring you to push harder. So which one was faster? Depends on the setup, the driver, and the day. But no matter who won, it was a fun race every time. On the road, these cars felt very different. The Buick GS 455 drove like a rocket-powered sofa, smooth yet brutally quick. Its suspension was tuned for comfort, but it didn't mind a hard launch. The 442W30, on the other hand, was stiff, loud, and more connected to the road. It felt like a muscle car with race DNA baked in. Shifting gears in the 442 felt mechanical and raw, while the Buick's automatic just poured on power with minimal fuss. If you wanted to cruise in style and still beat most cars at a light, you picked the GS. If you wanted to feel every vibration and bark through the gears, the 442 was your car. Neither was better, just different flavors of awesome. And that's what made this rivalry so great. Fast forward to today, and these cars are collector darlings. The GS 455 Stage 1 is especially rare and valuable. The 442 W-30, also highly sought after, especially matching numbers examples. Parts aren't as easy to find as a Mustang or Chevelle, but the community is passionate. Classic car auctions regularly see these cars pulling in six-figure bids. Restorers and builders often debate which is more desirable. Some love the Buick sleeper vibes and torque. Others can't resist the Old's raw power and racing heritage. Either way, you're not going wrong. Both are centerpieces in any muscle car collection, and both deserve more love from the mainstream. These cars came at the peak, but also at the beginning of the end. By 1971, emissions rules, insurance hikes, and gas prices started killing muscle cars. Compression ratios dropped, power fell off. Both the GS and the 442 got softer through the decade, but their 1970 to 71 versions were glorious high points. They showed what GM could do when it unleashed its full engineering power, and they proved you didn't need a Camaro or Corvette to go fast. They also created legends that still resonate today. One low, neither car had the marketing power of Dodge or Ford, which is probably why they stayed under the radar for so long. But real gearheads know these were monsters. Paragraph 9. The big question, which one wins? So now comes the ultimate question. Buick GS 455 or Oldsmobile 442 W-30? Are you team torque and luxury, or team raw power and grit? If you want comfort, refinement, and surprising speed, the GS might be your winner. If you want an aggressive feel and a purist's approach to muscle, the 442 is calling. Some say the GS was underrated. Others say the 442 was the best balanced muscle car of its time. And honestly, both opinions are valid. It's not really about which car is better. It's about what speaks to your soul as a car lover. Both of these machines have heart, power, and presence. So maybe the real winner is us. There you have it, GM's forgotten showdown. The Buick GS 455 versus Oldsmobile 442 W-30. Two titans of torque, two icons of American muscle. Their rivalry might not be as famous, but it's just as fierce. And if you've enjoyed this look back at their story, why not hit that like button? Subscribe for more deep dives into legendary cars, hidden gems, and automotive history. We've got more stories, more comparisons, and more muscle on the way. And if you had to pick, which one are you driving home? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's keep this muscle car debate alive. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, keep the pedal down and the passion alive.